Hey, how we doing, gang? Kawaii50 here with another video. And usually we do FGO videos here, but I play other games too, don't you worry. And that's kind of actually what I wanted to talk about today in this video. It's just that I'm kind of tired, gang. And I don't want to like preface that as something where like, oh no, is this man announcing he's done with YouTube or anything like that? No, what I'm tired of is I'm kind of getting tired of getting hype for gacha games in general, a lot of big ones. And I know you've probably seen this title of this video what the exception is right now, but the main reason I'm tired is because it's getting really difficult to get invested in anything that gets announced at this point, mainly because of the large amount of end of services we've got recently. See, it seems like what happened was that there was a big bubble of like new games that got announced like during the pandemic and all that, and then a lot of those games that got announced and developed and came out, a lot of them are shutting down. They are shutting down, and there's a lot of them, chat. There's so many of them, gang. Like, Revived Witch recently announced end of service. We had, of course, the sad ending of Dragalia Lost. Final Fantasy Record Keeper, which I never ever expected to die at all, is now going to be gone. And I mean, the list can go on and on and on. I guess there's a ReZero game that ended. Let's not even think about a Tales of game ending, because Tales of games just always end for some reason. So it's getting very, very hard for me to look at upcoming games and actually want to go ahead and do some hype stuff about them. And another thing that ended up pushing this forward was that I tried Street Fighter Duel recently, because God, I'm a huge fan of Street Fighter. We're definitely gonna be streaming 6 when it comes out later in the year. And Street Fighter Duel, I kind of had to just rip myself away from that game, because I kind of feel like it's going to die with the way the game is set up. There was like $149 Sakura skin or something like that, something that was super duper expensive, and it just seems like the cash grabbiness is getting more and more and more egregious, to the point where I feel like most of the games that are getting launched don't even really have like a longevity plan in mind. Like, they're just kind of out there to like make whatever they can as fast as they can, and then announce end of service and away you go. So it seems like the only game coming out this year that I can feel reasonably excited for is Honkai Star Rail. And Honkai Star Rail ends up hitting those notes for a couple of reasons. First off, and one of the biggest things is it's got Hoyoverse money. Like, it has Hoyoverse money. Genshin, of course, is being delivered as this console level experience on phones, and it's sort of set the gold standard for what people are looking for in a free-to-play and a gacha game these days, to the point where a lot of people, you know, gravitate towards that, and anything that isn't offering a similar experience is kind of falling by the wayside. I can feel like I can get into that because it's got, you know, the Genshin pedigree and the Genshin cash to back it up. Even if it doesn't catch on right away, there's no like real fear that Hoyo is going to go ahead and make that game die. And the other thing I definitely got to say really has Honkai going for it is that they seem to be approaching it in a similar way that they've approached Honkai Impact Third, and that they have more importantly approached Genshin, and that is trying to deliver that console and PC level experience in a game that can also be played on mobile. I feel like that's very, very important. A lot of what's pulling me into Star Rail is I've been watching streams like of people that were able to get into the beta, because I unfortunately was not, and I have just been seeing some really solid turn-based RPG gameplay, to the point where like, wow, I am very excited. I might even play a game that looked like this if it was a retail $60 release. This looks super, super cool, and it's just like that level of offering and that level of polish that really makes me feel like I can sort of hedge in Honkai as a safe bet to the point where if it hits end of service, I will be shocked. Looking at stuff that's come out in the past, stuff like, you know, Revived Witch, I really feel like Street Fighter Duel is going to end up going this way. A lot of these games just don't really end up delivering on that experience. It doesn't really seem like they have a long-term plan in place to keep going, keep developing that community, keep developing that gameplay, and offering people a higher quality experience. Meanwhile, you look at things like FGO's been trying to clean up its act. I mean, that's the main game I cover, so of course I'm going to keep playing it, but I got to give FGO credit for trying to clean up its act and do better. Genshin is, of course, trucking along with all of its updates and still is a massive, massive success. Marvel Snap is another game that I play and touch on that's free to play, and that is honestly just a super solid, quick card battler that is sort of in the vein of games like Magic Arena, games that I would actually opt to play on their own if they were a retail release, and it ends up hitting that niche. So I don't know, chat. Chat gang. It's like I'm talking on stream sometimes. I'm tired. I'm tired of us getting offered these subpar offerings in the terms of new IPs and new games that have come out. Things like the My Hero Academia games that got released recently. Things like, Overlord Mask for the Dead was like a massive, massive disappointment for me. I can't even believe that game is still running. And I feel like we're reaching this tipping point, sort of like the old video game crash, like a gacha crash, where these companies are going to have to realize that they're going to have to do better, or they are just not going to have a decent game released. And I urge all of you that watch this video to be a little more thrifty in your spending. Make sure that the game that you are being offered is going to be a game that you think is going to at least hang around for a while, so you feel like your money was decently spent. It always saddens me when I see somebody pop some money into a game and then that game gets an end of service very, very quickly, and then it's just like, oh man, my $20. Where did my $20 go? So please be on the lookout for stuff like that. Sort of hedge your bets if you're starting new games. I feel like Honkai is going to be a safe bet. It's going to be a solid game from everything that I've seen and from all the impressions I've seen of the closed beta. People are going to enjoy it. People are going to play it. If you're really looking for something to scratch your wallet itch, then hedge your bets on that game. And I would say expect to see some Honkai Star Rail content on the channel, because I'm looking very, very excited. I'm very excited for that game. I think it's gonna be good, and I think it's going to help save me from this gacha burn that I've been feeling recently. But of course, I want to know what you all think. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know if there's a gacha game that has burned you recently, something that you might have started playing and then had a very quick end of service, or just didn't end up delivering on what you thought was promised. And of course, you can check other things on your way to the comments in the description: Discord, Patreon, Twitch. Thank you to everyone on there. And of course, thanks to all of you here on YouTube for giving me the motivation to keep making these videos. I really appreciate it. Anyways, gang, rant over. This is Kawaii 50, hoping you have a phenomenal day. I'll see y'all in the next video.